Hi guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Wine After 9 with your host Dionté
and Rashida.
Bringing you your group chat personified.
Yes.
It is episode 31.
31.
We are entering a new era.
We're in our 30s now.
Yes.
Which is fun.
And
exciting. It's good. 31 episodes, guys.
31, man, and many, many more.
Many more to come.
But before we continue, as usual, Rashida, what are we drinking?
Well, guys, today I've got myself a little Pinot.
Come on.
Keeping it light. You know, it's been a bank holiday weekend. It's been a fun weekend. So I'm just like, I'm trying to keep that vibe going.
Literally.
With bank holiday weekend.
Come on, man. Nothing beats a bit of Pinot Grigio on a grey afternoon.
Literally. Nothing does. But yeah, how you feeling, Dionté?
I'm feeling good. I had a good bank holiday, although I'm tired. I'm sure you can hear my voice. It's a bit hoarse.
So tired. You had a lit bank holiday weekend.
Mate, it was a lot. I was outside, but I realised, my body can't take it.
Fam, do you know there's some people I saw that went out on Friday, Saturday, Sunday and the Monday? I don't know what kind of lives people live, you know?
Nah. I took the Sunday off, but I'm still... It's too much.
I had like a 2-day gap in between. So I went out on the Friday night and then Saturday and Sunday I chilled. And then when it got to Monday, I went out. But I'm so tired from being out yesterday. I don't know what, I think maybe because I was out the whole day. But I'm exhausted.
Honestly, because the way my feet are hurting.
Honestly.
Mate, City Splash. Before we continue,
how was it?
Fam, it was actually really good. I really enjoyed the vibe. Especially in the VIP section, it was a real vibe. I really enjoyed that. The only downfall, Popcorn.
I've been seeing such mixed reviews, man.
Popcorn, fam. Firstly, he was supposed to start performing at 8:30. He didn't come on until 15, 20 past 9.
He's born it. And
then his band were louder than him. So, he was singing, but you could hardly hear him because his band was so loud. But I have to admit, his band, I feel carried his performance. They were really good. Yeah, if his band just did instrumentals, I would have loved it more than the performance.
Oh, swear.
For real.
Oh, wow.
They were really good. He would hardly sing any of the songs. He'll sing it halfway through and then
I hate it when singers do that.
Just so lazy.
I think it's so lazy. Someone made a TikTok about it once, and they were like, if I'm paying money to see you in concert, I want every ad-lib. I want everything that I hear on the record. That's what I want to hear. I hate it when they do, come on.
Literally.
It's just
if I want to hear myself, I'll be in the shower.
Literally, I will sing in the shower if I want to hear myself sing the damn song.
Exactly.
Sing the damn song that you flipping did in the studio.
I get when you need a break. You can tell when an artist is working hard and then they do it because they need a break. Yeah. Fine. But why are we singing your song for you?
I didn't write it.
You should be paying us.
Literally.
We're doing your job for you.
I deserve some of the money that you're getting from City Splash then if I'm singing all your damn songs.
You don't like that. So he was so late, that apparently, because I'd left before he had finished, but apparently he was so late that the promoters just cut his mic in the middle of his performance. And he was just sat there doing nothing. And then they put on the board get home safe.
Wow. It's probably because they've done the curfew. There's a certain curfew and it's already a bit tight with Brockwell Park because that was that whole thing of how they were trying to stop the festivals. So I think because of that they're just being extra cautious now about stuff. But definitely. At least I'm just happy I didn't go to this, but I really wanted to go. But I'm glad that it still happened because that whole thing pissed me off, man. When they were trying to say don't they don't want the festivals to happen there, blah, 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 blah. It's just these things have been going on for years. How can you just wait? And why the hell do you live in London? I hate it when people move from out of London into London and they do that thing of it's like this and it's like that. Go back to Shropshire. Go back to Herefordshire. Go back to your shire and be there. No one told you to come to London.
Even if you're born and raised in London, aren't you used to that by now?
That's what I'm saying.
If you don't like it, then
every year
you can move out. You don't have to stay in London.
Exactly.
But apart from that, though, I think overall, in terms of the overall day, I would give it an 8. But in terms of the performances, to be fair, Spice was really good.
Spice is
she was
good,
a really good performer.
On the motorbike.
Even Terrace Riley was good. The motorbike, the bed, all of that. She was not playing.
Spaz is so funny.
She was not playing. She was really good. But yeah, overall, I feel like performance-wise, maybe like a 6. If we weren't waiting around for popcorn, that's the only downfall.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like we were waiting forever. My feet
really?
started hurting.
Yeah,
like,
I can imagine.
I was tired. That by the time he came out, everyone was over it.
Over it, yeah.
Type thing. Even like
flopped, man.
Whilst he was doing his first song, people kept leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, because people actually need to get home. Like, people had work the next day, so it's just like, yeah.
But yeah, overall it was a good time.
But speaking of, we have to acknowledge, Vybz Kartel.
Come on.
Guys. Vybz Kartel is doing the O2. First of all,
finally!
All the haters that said he could never sell out the O2, he's done it twice.
I don't know why people think
that was even a thing.
O2, like, it's big, but it's not that big.
Yeah, it's what? How much is O2? 20,000?
Yeah.
That man has been in prison from when we were like 14 years old.
Yeah.
So in all that time, so many different generations or like different people have been put onto his music and what. Nah, there was no way he was not going to sell out the O2. Everyone needs to be for real.
I knew. Well, your girls got tickets,
We're going to be there. I cannot believe I'm going to see Vybz. I keep randomly deeping it at random parts in the day and I'm just like, I'm going to actually finally see Vybz Kartel.
I knew I was going to get tickets because I've been saying, all of this wireless festival and stuff, it's not good enough. I wanted his own show the way he did it in New York.
Exactly. And I knew he was going to do his own show. You lot can keep your wireless, man.
Literally. Our experience is going to be way better. Well, which one are you going to?
I'm going to the first London show. So I was thinking, because I was like, should I see him somewhere else, blah, blah. But then I thought about it and I was like, nah, do you know what? It needs to, I wanted to do it in London. Also, first of all, those ticket prices, he was boying it. So when I thought about like the logistics of going else, I just thought, do you know what? Let me just do it in London. But if there's anywhere else I could see him, I would see him in Birmingham. Because I feel like there's such like a community of Jamaicans in Birmingham that I feel like that show is going to be lit.
I hear that, boy. Yeah. I hear that.
But what about you?
I'm going to the one in Manchester.
Okay.
So,
love Manchester.
What's it called? Manchester actually has a really big Jamaican community as well.
Do they? I didn't know that. You know?
They do. They have a big Jamaican community.
I didn't know that.
But like, also, I wanted it to feel like it's an actual motive. Like, we're going somewhere out of ends to go and see like Vybz Kartel. And plus, I just thought that it would be easier to get tickets in Manchester than London.
To be honest, yeah.
So I just got that. Idea. At least I'm going to see him. I don't care where it is as long as I am there.
Yeah. I can't wait. Yeah.
Can't wait.
And I'm so happy we don't have long to wait until the concert.
Yes.
It's literally what? 3 months? What month are we in? May, June, July, August. It's 4 months. And it's beginning of September. It's literally first week of September.
Because remember like Usher?
I waited a whole year for Usher. Basically a whole year.
Yeah, it's true. At least we don't have to wait that long.
Yeah, it's literally bam, it's happening.
The good thing is, I'm gassed because he's actually performing better. Like, you can see that his health is getting better. Yeah, so it's gassing me that, like, okay, I'm not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. Because at first I was like, is this man even going to do the show, first of all? And second of all, I was like, what's it going to be like? But when you think of, like, from Freedom Street to the show that he did in America, in New York, he's improved. Different. He's actually looking at... There's one thing that he made... a video, and I think it was with Sidham, and he was like, like when I was in jail I didn't think, and I looked at it and I was like, he's actually looking healthier.
Yes,
like, you can see even his face,
like, you can tell.
Yeah, he's looking good. He just needs to rest and not do too much and take it far.
Yes,
because 100%. I need every bit of energy that man has for
September, please. Please, because if he's performing like that now, imagine September if he keeps going.
And I want theatrics, I want dancers, I want
literally.
You know when they do the 5-8, like I just want to hear back it up on the dump punch, and I want
literally.
I want fireworks, things jumping out from the side.
Literally.
I need a full production.
No supporting acts. He has too many songs for that. No supporting act. Let the show like just be him. If you need a break, you may be able to put someone in between for maybe like 30 minutes and then come back out.
Yeah.
But other than that, no supporting acts.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's when they just start taking long. The support actors do the most like, you ready for Vybz Kartel? It's like,
Literally.
please,
And you're saying that
stage, man.
for like an hour.
Yeah, like, yeah, y'all ready to see
We've
Vybz
been
Kartel?
ready.
Y'all ready for Kartel World Boss? I don't want any of that, man. Just get to the point.
Literally.
Get to the
you have
point.
too many songs, brother.
Yeah, he's got too many hits. I don't even know how he's going to fit all those hits into 1 2-hour show. I don't know how he's going to do it.
And the thing is, like, because he has so many bangers, like, how does he know which ones to choose, which ones to leave out?
Like, what, like, to put in the set list? Oh,
but then does it matter, though? Because majority of his songs, there's at least 3 songs that each individual in that arena would like.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Do you get what I mean? So it's not that bad.
I
but
don't know how he's going to do it.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
So excited.
I'm so ready. But one thing I wanted to very quickly say, yeah, I wanted to make not an announcement, but I wanted to say that I know all the time, this is going to sound so contradictory, yeah, because I know on the podcast all the time, I'm like, don't look at other people, like, blah, 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 don't look at these relationships online. But this week, yeah, the news that I've seen, I feel like it's making me start to have hope in love again. Did you see AD and Ollie having a baby?
I saw.
Literally, yeah. Let me tell you guys, because I have given up on niggas, yeah. I've had enough. I hit my breaking point this year. I said, do you know what? I'm done. Like, cool. Maybe that's just something I'm not going to experience in it. Do you know what I mean? But recently, this week, yeah, when I saw AD, I thought, nah, look at God.
Honestly, I can't believe it.
I'm so happy.
But I'm so happy.
I'm so happy for her, D.
Listen, the best revenge is to get a new nigga. And the fact that this is exactly what she wanted from the get-go, and she's just getting it back to back, bam, bam, bam. Listen, good for her.
So, honestly, it's so mad happened. And I saw someone commented, and it's one of the best things, yeah, that I think I've ever seen. Someone commented on the Shade Room of basically like their like announcement or whatever, and then she was like, the person was like, God is a sudden God. In the sense of like, you'll pray for something for 10 minutes, you'll pray for something for 10 months, you'll pray for something for 10 years, yeah? And you'll be thinking, is it coming, is it coming? And then all of a sudden, it's like, bam.
Literally.
It's just there. And I was like, oh my gosh.
It's true.
She really got jilted at the altar, you know? Like, we all watched her go for a claim. It was like, buddy, we watched that woman cry tears, yeah? And all of a sudden, she's got with Ollie, now they're getting married, and she's pregnant. This is all in the space of like a year, you know?
And people also saying that Ollie didn't like Black Girl. That's why he didn't get on with the
I'm not going to lie.
With.
I was actually shocked that he was with AD because I thought that as well. I was like, I don't think he likes black girls. Like, I genuinely was like, his type is like them white girls. Do you remember when he was talking to, it was Demi? And he was like, oh yeah, like going to Libertine or just certain cars. And I was like, this guy don't date black girls. And so when I saw him with AD, I was like, huh? But I think they actually really like each other. I didn't really, at first I was a bit like, but now genuine. I'm like, yeah.
It seemed genuine. But also as well, Lauren and Cam, season 1. Oh my God, I nearly cried.
Dude, I had tears in my eyes.
Because, like, people who don't know, like, she came out about having infertility issues. Yeah. So, for people to see her pregnant, it's like, oh my God.
I think people that didn't watch that season, they don't get it. Like,
that season was the best season. That was the
best season.
That's the one that started it. Yeah.
And their relationship was so genuine if you watched it from the beginning to like now.
Yeah.
So when I saw she was pregnant, I felt like it was my friend that was having a baby.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy for them.
I'm so happy for them as well.
Because they have tried. Like, I didn't know this. Because I remember, like, always you see them post and like, I usually hate it, like, when people get married and it's like, where's your kid? Because everyone does things in their own time. But I remember thinking like, oh, I wonder if they'll have a baby. Like, I wonder if that's something that like, and then she came out and she was like, yeah, like, we're really struggling. And I was like, oh, such shame. So when she's pregnant, I said, no, wow.
I'm so happy for them, man.
I'm so happy for them.
So happy.
Honestly, I'm actually wishing them all the best. Like, you'd think I know them personally, like, but I'm just so happy that I couldn't believe it.
Honestly.
No, good for them. Oh, I'm so excited. There's so much love in the air, guys.
Honestly.
So it's made me have hope in love again. Let's see. Ask me again in 2 months if I do.
Yeah.
It's only because I'm just chilling right now. All it takes is just one man to come and scatter your whole day, man. You're like, oh, forget this, man.
You know, like that.
Let's just see if I feel like this in a month's time. But so far, there's love in the air, guys. There's love in the air.
So yes, obviously, piggybacking off of what you were saying in terms of love in the air and social media and all of that, I thought it would be really useful to bring up the topic of like because, you know, now we're in our 30s, we're seeing like a lot of our friends, our families, they're getting married, they're getting engaged, they're having families, they're getting a new place, things like that. I thought we could briefly touch on like the expectations of being in your 30s and how the pressure affects you, type thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it may be a bit heavy, but I think it will be good to be honest and vulnerable, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who feel a bit behind in life. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
like, because you know, when you're younger, you always think like, by this age, I'm gonna have this, and this.
Yeah.
And then you get to that age and you're like, okay, it didn't happen.
Doesn't actually work like that, yeah.
But like, I want to get your thought process of how you feel about that, like the pressures as you get older.
It's so weird that we're talking about this as well, because I've been feeling like this a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's good to talk about, because I think a lot of people feel it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think sometimes they just think like, I think it's okay to feel like that. I think a lot of people probably see like people getting engaged, getting married, like doing all these different things of their lives, and then they feel like, oh, like every time you hear it, it's like someone's shooting you from every angle and every corner.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people kind of maybe mask it in like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm a hater and blah blah blah, but I don't necessarily think it's that. I think it's perfectly fine and valid to feel like that, and I've definitely had to talk myself out of the mentality, because usually when it's not that you're not happy, of course not, like people could call you, so like one of your friends could call you and just be like, oh, like I've met this guy, and then all of a sudden they're getting married, and they're like, all these things are happening, and you're kind of still struggling with dating and just wanting to settle down and things like that, and that is hard to hear. But it's not that you're not happy for your friends, because of course you are. You're like, this is amazing that it's happening for you, but you do kind of get this thought sometimes like, when is it going to happen for me?
Yeah.
And it's so hard, especially when you're seeing like your friends like being loved on, or they're just like in these amazing situations, and it's so beautiful to see, and then you kind of leave them and you're like, raw.
Yeah.
You start thinking, like, sometimes I'll be driving home from like being with my friends and their boyfriends or whatever, and I'm just thinking, no, look how happy. Then you think of all the suffering that you think, raw.
Yeah.
And I'm still suffering, like I'm still going through it. And people are just,
yeah.
It is, I think, and I didn't think it would be as difficult as it is. I think when you're in your 20s, you're all kind of in the same boat. You and your girls are all single, you're all going out, you're having fun. And then all of a sudden you hit 30 and it's like, bam, life just, like everyone's life starts fast tracking.
Yeah.
So it's so, you do feel it. And I've probably felt like that for the past, 2 years of my life, because I'm in a very awkward and weird stage in my life where everything is very standstill at the moment for me. And it's hard. It's really hard. It is hard, because you feel so low in being kind of in this place, and then the thing that you want really badly, someone just calls you and they're just like, oh yeah, it's happened, and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
You're just like, what about, like, but you don't feel like, oh, why should it happen for you and not for me? No, but you're just like, raw, okay, so these things are happening for these people, but they're just not happening for me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that is so difficult.
100%. And I feel the same as you. Like, I definitely feel like my life is at a standstill, and it's frustrating because it feels like you're working towards something with nothing in return.
Yeah.
So whether it's like saving money, dating, all of this stuff, it's like you're trying your hardest, but I'm not getting anything back. And then there's no guarantee of like, okay, if you wait until this date, then you'll get what you want. So it's like, even that, the unknown is really frustrating for me.
So frustrating.
Because yes, I definitely try to think positively, like, okay, mate, it's not my time, clearly, whatever. But you do get those moments where it's like how much longer?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
if
someone could just come and just give me a time frame,
literally,
or something, but the fact that there's nothing, it's like something that frustrates me, type thing. But like you said, it's normal, and it's not a thing of jealousy per se, like you said. That's why I think even in earlier episodes we mentioned the difference between jealousy and enviness, type thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with jealousy, because two things can be true.
Yeah.
You could be happy for someone, but also would like to experience what they've experienced.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, they can go hand in hand. Like you said, it doesn't always have to be on a hater vibe. A hater vibe is if, like, you're looking at someone and you hate that they have it, so you will tear it down or do what you can to bring negativity to their situation. But it's completely normal. But I do get what you mean, though. Like, when you see people you know and, like, they're moving on and you see them with their rings and stuff and you're like...
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait for this to be me.
Yeah.
I can't wait for my Insta post and all of that. Like, gosh. And all I'm saying is congratulations, congratulations, congratulations.
Yeah.
Like, it's normal to feel like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're obviously like, oh my God, like, I'm very happy for whoever it is.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted to mention that, you see when you said earlier about when you see other people and you were like, okay, it's happening for them but not for me. I also think, like, how does it come so easy for you but it's so hard for me?
For me, yeah.
I also have that mentality. Like, you'll just see someone like, oh yeah, I met them like 6 months ago and now we're engaged. And it's like, I've been trying for years and nothing is working. Type thing. Like, how? How is it so easy? That's why every time when I see couples that I know, I'm always like, where did you meet?
Yeah. So
then I know, like, okay, maybe it's where I'm going. Like, I think that's also frustrating because then you start to blame yourself. Like, oh, is it just me? Or like, maybe I'm just a homebody, or maybe I'm going to the wrong places, or you then start to flip the script.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very, very frustrating to feel behind.
Yeah, it is.
Like, feel behind, not actually being behind. Yeah.
Feel behind.
To feel behind. I just think it is a normal human thing to feel, especially when it's like, being our age group, it feels like it's like back to back to back to back to back. You're seeing everyone, like, and you're just there in your yard like, oh.
Literally.
I'm just
waiting for your turn, waiting for it to be your time.
Literally.
I think it is, it's so hard. And to go back on the point that you made about, like, if you're asking, like, people, where did you meet? Every single person I've asked where they've met their partner, right, has said a scenario that I've been in. So they'll be like, oh, I met them at a day party. I've been to day parties. I met them at a wedding. I've been to weddings. I met them on Hinge. I've been on Hinge. Like, you're just like, so what is it then?
Literally.
And I think that's also another frustrating thing. But it's hard. But the thing is, you're always going to celebrate these people. Because one thing about me, I'm going to turn up and celebrate other people.
100%.
But I always think, when are people going to turn up to celebrate me? Like, when are people going to have an opportunity to celebrate me? Because I'm such a, like, if a friend calls me and tells me they're getting married, I'm going. If a friend tells me they've got a job, I'm going to celebrate. Like, I am celebrating everything. And in those moments, you're watching it, you're like, this is amazing. But then you think, like, when are people going to celebrate me? When are people going to call me and be like, Rashida, congratulations, finally? Like, when?
Honestly.
That's the most frustrating part. But yeah, it's just a case of just like, someone gave me really good advice once and they were like, when you feel like that, just like big up that person. Like, it's what you do. I always say with like jealousy, jealousy is a natural human emotion. It's just something that you cannot, like, it's just a thing that comes to your mind. But I can't remember who said it, but someone said it's what you do with it is when it becomes the problem.
Exactly.
Everyone looks at people sometimes and think, people probably looked at us and thought, wow, like, Dee's doing that. And I'm like here, and you don't even think it or you don't even know it. Like, and yeah, it's just what you do with the jealousy. Because some people, as you said, will actively try to like tear that down. They will try to like get in your head, make it bad for you, whatever. Whereas you as a friend, you just big up your friends. You're just like, yeah, this is amazing. You just have to hope that one day people are going to celebrate me. Like,
exactly.
But it's so difficult and it's so frustrating. And you almost, I saw this, like, this, I think she's a writer. She's really good on Instagram. She like puts all these like little quotes. And she was like, no one talks about the grieving that you have to do in your 30s. And she was like, you have to grieve the life that you thought that you would have. Grieve the things that you thought you were going to have. That the ideas of what you expected for your life, you have to actually actively grieve that in your 30s. And I feel like I'm in a grieving process for those things that I thought I was going to have. Like, I'm literally grieving, like, not having a partner or grieving having a job. Like, I feel like those things I'm actually like grieving. Because I was like, like, I even did because I'm going to be 32 soon. And I was just like, I'm actually turning 32 and every single thing I thought I would have at 32, I don't have a single one of them.
Yeah.
And then you have to actually sit with that and grieve it. You have to be like, raw, okay, so I now have to grieve what I thought my life would be and accept that this is what my life is.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Whew.
Yeah.
That was deep. I can't lie.
Yeah,
because
it's bad.
It's so true. It does feel like a grieving process.
Yeah, it's like grieving.
Because that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like, when you really deep it, like, there is nothing that I thought I would have that I have now.
Yeah, literally.
Like, that is insane. And it's true, it is a grieving process. Like, flipping how I still want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You still want it, you're like grieving it. You're just like, damn, okay.
And then, like, especially when you get people and they're like, oh, do you have anyone? When are you going to get married? Any kids? Any pregnancies? All of this, like, your career, like, oh my gosh. Like, okay, if you haven't heard anything, then most likely not. Why would you then ask me? And I'll be like, actually, I'm engaged.
Yeah.
If I'm engaged, you will know. Literally. Like, why are you asking me?
It's no, honestly, D, it's like I've literally started avoiding going to certain places because I just can't be asked for those questions.
Honestly.
Literally. Someone invited me somewhere recently and I was like, I'm not coming because I know what I'm going to get asked. I was like, I'm not going, man.
It's true. It's so triggering.
It's
when you're not where you want to be.
Yeah, it's difficult. But on that point, so I was watching Sex and the City, the other day. When am I not watching Sex and the City? I was watching it the other day, and in basically one of the episodes they were talking about, because in the first season they're like in their mid-30s, and they were talking about, and I hear it because everyone gets to a certain point in their 30s when everyone starts to get married, and it's like, okay, cool, like, people getting married, blah, blah, when are you going to get married, da-da-da-da. And there's almost like a sympathy when you say you don't have anyone or whatever. And it's like, just because I'm single, I'm not sick, guys. Yeah? Literally. Miranda was like, I don't have leprosy. I'm not dying. Like, I just don't have a man. And it's actually okay. Like, I think people do this thing where they just expect you to, like, everybody just needs to have a man, da-da. And everyone's like, and as your friends start to settle down as well, they're having such a great time in their relationships and it's amazing, it's beautiful, and they want that for you, so they also become like, oh, so like, why don't you try this to me? Because obviously when I met my boyfriend, we were doing ABC, da-da-da-da. And it's just like, guys, do you know what? It's not happened for me yet. And that's okay. Like, it will happen when it happens.
Exactly.
Like, I think people just have this sympathy for single people. Like, oh my God, their lives are just terrible because she's on her own. She doesn't have a man. She hasn't found love yet. Like, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I'm good. I'm doing what I have to do in it. Of course, it's something that I want. And I've, on many occasions on this podcast, spoken about how much I do want to experience romantic love and get married and have a partner. It's something that I want so deeply, and like, I really do want it. But I'm not just going to do it because everyone else is doing it. Yeah. And I'm not just going to do it because you don't feel sorry for me when I pull up to a wedding and I've got no +1. And it's like, oh, Rashida, maybe you should try. Have you maybe tried to come to this? No, come to this. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to meet someone here. Maybe blah, blah, blah. Men are not the be-all and end-all of life, guys. 100. It's beautiful to find love and get married. And yes, I want it. But if it doesn't happen for me, it's not what God planned for me. And there's other things that I'll do in my life. I'm good. So just, please, guys, if people are single, just let them be single, man.
Honestly.
Just let them be at the same time.
But that's society, isn't it? Like, society is always like, oh, once you hit 25, you should be settling down. Like, but also, I also want to make a really important point. Although, yes, I'm sure there's a lot of us who feel this way, we also shouldn't get to a point where we become desperate and then start to settle. Yeah. Because that's not a good option either.
That's like, it's dangerous.
You shouldn't want someone and just be with them just to say you've got a man. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Just that societal pressure, like, oh yeah, let me just get this person.
Exactly.
No, not that deep, guys.
Like, I think as well, it will make it longer because the more high your standards are, the longer it's going to take for you to find a partner. Do you get what I mean? But like you said, at the end of the day, it's human emotions, but you have to get on with life. Like you said, men aren't the be-all and end-all. Being in a relationship or being married or having children isn't the be-all and end-all of life. Yeah. Like, it's just how you continue to go forward every day. Yeah. And go through it positively. Like, the time will come, but...
yeah, it will happen.
It's definitely frustrating.
Yeah, and some people actually even don't want to get married and have kids. Because not everybody wants to get married, like...
But even in terms of, like, not even just relationships, but, like, career, things like that, a lot of people could feel behind in that things in as well. So even though they may not want like the family, they may also feel behind in their career because that's what they want, or we're more talking about life in general. Like
not just like
whatever you desired in every aspect of life. If you haven't reached it yet and you start to feel behind, I feel like what we've talked about kind of covers everything. It's not just relationships and love and all of that. It's every aspect.
Yeah, definitely. Career-wise as well. And a lot of people that you will speak to that seem to... I think everybody has their kind of own like personal struggles.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that you will look at and think like they've got it all career-wise, and they'll be like, no, like I'm actually nowhere near where I want to be, or I'm still like figuring it out as I go along.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes those things are kind of comforting to hear, especially when you do feel a bit left behind and you feel a bit out of place.
Because it feels like it's not as easy as they make it seem.
Yeah.
There is a bit of struggle, and I'm experiencing struggle. So that means, okay, I'm not the only one. It gives you that comfort.
Yeah, it gives you that like, okay, you know, this is kind of, I think it's definitely, life is just something, man.
No, honestly.
Who would have thought, man?
What? But then the good thing is, like, we have people as well, like Tony Tone, for example, who's getting married a bit, I wouldn't say later, 35, 36 is still youngish.
Yeah, I think she's like 35.
Yeah. So even with her, like, she expressed the same thing before she got married, that she feels like my biological clock is ticking, everyone else around her, like the same as how we're feeling.
Yeah.
But then she held out, and now she's got her husband. Do you get what I mean? She's going to be married soon.
I love their love
So even seeing her and stuff, and people in that same predicament, or people who find love a bit later in life, even people like that give me hope. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Okay. Because even when you look at her, you can see that she is ready and he is ready.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, they're both in that mind frame.
Yeah, you have to be in a good mind frame. Yeah.
You can tell there's... Well, obviously, I don't know, but, like, it doesn't look toxic type thing.
They look genuinely happy.
Yeah, like, obviously, we can't go off social media.
Always, like, me and Dee are so, like, don't go off what you say on social media, blah, blah, blah.
But, like, I feel like there's certain subtle signs of when people are genuine and when they're not.
Yeah.
And they give me genuine type thing. But it will happen, man. It will happen one day for us, and it will happen one day for you guys as well. Whatever it is in your life that you want to achieve, you just have to keep going. Yeah. Eventually it will happen.
I think life just has a way of piecing itself together.
Yeah.
So, and nothing is permanent. Yeah. And I think when you are in like rough spots in your life, you do eventually, like, it can't last forever.
Yeah.
Nothing like lasts forever.
100%.
So eventually, like, people always end up figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I just thought that your 30s is when you would have it figured out.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because when you're in your 20s, you're just like, I'm just like at uni, I'm figuring out my life, what I want to do. Then you get to your late 20s, you're like, okay, cool, I think this is what I want to do with my life. But people literally career pivot in like their 50s. Like, people meet people in their 50s. Like, people just have... Everybody has the timing for their life. And sometimes I just wish that society would stop doing this thing of like, by your 30s you have to do this, or by your 40s you have to do this. Like, I just think it's
immense pressure.
Yeah.
For people. Immense pressure. But we just have to keep positive.
Yeah.
Eventually, everything that we want in life will happen. We just have to actively go for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, push for... Yeah, I just think that the world has a way of rewarding you when you just push, like, for what you want.
Yeah.
And I think,
Did you know that saying, closed mouths don't get fed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And God helps those who help themselves.
Exactly.
Like, we can't sit here and
not
expect it.
Yeah, doing woe is me.
Yeah, like, sometimes you actually, unfortunately, you do have to leave your house.
You do.
If you want a relationship, you have to leave your yard.
But I don't... see
if you want a career, you have to leave your yard. Like, everything that you want is outside your yard.
Yeah.
Really and truly.
Like, I don't know. I don't want to be that person. I think to an extent. Because I think some people are like homebodies. Like, I have friends who are literal homebodies, but they found them. But then, to be fair, they had to leave the house to find out because they met them outside.
This is what I'm saying. Regardless, you have to leave the yard. You have to. Do you get what I mean? Even if you find someone on Hinge, you have to leave the yard. You have to leave the house
to date them.
Do you get what I mean? So, yes, even I've become a homebody, and that's my biggest weakness when it comes to everything. But
Sometimes
That's why now I'm
outside.
trying to be a bit more active or a bit more social. Although it's hard, but I know that whatever I want in life, I have to leave my yard.
Yeah, you actually have to leave your house.
There's nothing else I can do. I wish I could call fucking Postman Pat and tell him to come and bring me everything I want in life.
Literally, can you bring me a man?
Literally. Can you bring me a successful career?
Honestly,
can you bring me all of this?
Like, can you bring me a job to my doorstep?
Exactly.
Man?
Like, literally. I wish I could do that, but we can't. Do you get what I mean? So we have to actively go and get what we want.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, things will happen when they're supposed to happen. I think it's also good. This is why I quite like having a podcast, because I feel like it's almost like a diary. So when in like 3 years' time, the funny thing about life, because even how we were saying about AD, right? Literally, in the space of a year, this has all happened.
Yeah.
Like, people, even with their careers, they'll be like, I was struggling so much, and then it just took one thing, and the whole trajectory of their career just changed. Like, we could look back on this next year, and me and Dee could be like, raw, like, we were really feeling like ABC, and now look, we're here.
Exactly.
That's why I quite like having a podcast. I'm going to come back to this episode in like a year's time.
Yes, let's see.
I'm going to come back to it in a year's time and see where we're at.
Yeah.
We can even, what's so mad is that in a year, we could be like in a whole different place. Like, we could be married, we could be doing this podcast full time. You just never know.
Exactly.
Like, that's the mad thing about life.
That's why you have to keep positive, so that the aura around you is positive and you just get positive results. Listen, law of attraction.
Yeah.
Get what you want by thinking positively.
Yeah. That's one thing I need to do, man. I've been such a negative Nancy recently, but I need to like pick it up. But it's hard because sometimes the world can actually beat you down. Like,
yeah, for real.
The world can beat you down, boy. And you're just like, I actually can't do this anymore. Like, I've had enough.
Literally.
So you just shut down. But eventually from there, you pick yourself back up again.
Yeah,
so,
it's true. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah. Keep running, guys.